What's up, guys? Quadrant here, going to be bringing you a legendary deck review. This deck was put together by Svajz, or Savage. I don't know, it's kind of hard to pronounce his name. I think he has like two ways. I think normally, popularly, he's known as Savages, but I think he technically pronounces it a little bit different than that. That said, let's go ahead and hop in and look at his deck. So, this series, I would like to be a series that kind of evaluates legendary decks or pro decks, and then I go and play a few games with them, so you guys can get a feel for them. I have been playing with this deck now for about a day, I don't know, 25 games or so. So I've got a decent feel for it. And I didn't have all the cards in the deck that he had, but I had most of them, and I went ahead and I went ahead and did a few substitutes, and so I'm going to talk about them and talk about kind of how you can adapt this deck potentially the best way possible. You know, you'll have most of the same cards as me. If you're a Druid player or whatnot. So, all right, let's talk about, let's go through the deck list. So we've got Innervate, 2 Innervates, 2 Claws, 2 Wraths, and then he has a Blood Mage Thalnos, you can see there. Instead of that, I threw in a 2 Loot Hoarders, and the Novice Engineer. I do have 2 Novice Engineers in there. Now, the Novice Engineer is not as good as it used to be. I basically have the 2 Loot Hoarders in there instead of the Blood Mage and the Nat Pagal. Now, the Nat Pagal is a little bit better than the Loot Hoarder, obviously. Sometimes it'll just outright win you the game if it can bring in 5 or 6 cards, whatever. But I don't have that card, so the Loot Hoarder is kind of the cheap replacement, in my opinion. It gives you a little more damage, a little more utility, potentially can trade for a card, as well as giving you a card. So it's got pluses and negatives, but I do like the Blood Mage Thanatos better than the Loot Hoarder for sure. There's a little more utility. You can use that with a swipe, for example, or any other magical nuke damage. Then we got Novice Engineer, 2 of those. This was done post nerf. He still has these in there, so I don't know if these are. I don't usually play with these in my Druid decks, but they do help keep your deck moving, and that's an important thing when you're trying to basically just keep going through your deck to get to your larger minions. Then he's got a Big Game Hunter, and he has a Tank Master as well, but I don't have a Tank Master. I have 2 Big Game Hunters, so I just threw the 2 Big Game Hunters in there, one for the Tank Master, and obviously the idea there is to counter the large minions that'll come out, and especially in higher level play where there's a lot more legendaries in play. This is going to be the case. This isn't going to be the case in the low levels as much, but the Big Game Hunter is still useful for taking out, you know, some of those big creatures. Or the heavily buffed creatures as well. You can definitely use it for that too. Now, Harvest Golem, just a really strong minion to trade. He has 2 of those. I have 2 of those. 2 swipes, Defender of Argus. And I'm not as big a fan of Defender of Argus, so I think I made a liberal change here, just a little bit. I only have 1 Defender of Argus. Defender of Argus is great, but if you have nothing on the board, Defender of Argus is a terrible card. And so that's one of the trickier parts about this. You always you have kind of combo Defender of Argus, obviously. So you're sometimes limited with Defender of Argus. So that's why my love of him has gone away as much. Because when I first started playing, I absolutely loved the card, but don't love it as much anymore. But so I substituted 1 Chill Wind for 1 Defender of Argus. Then 2 Keepers of the Grove. These are some of the best cards. You can deal 2 damage or silence. Starfall, deal 5 or to 1 minion or 2 to 1. Or 2 to all minions. Then 2 Druids of the Claw, a Faceless Manipulator, and I dropped in 2 Sunwalkers instead of 1 of his Ancients of Lore, and I do have his Sylvanas in here. Let's see here. I do have his Sylvanas. I do have 1 Ancient of Lore, and I'm trying to figure out what I put the other Sunwalker in for. I'm not sure what I put that in there for. I know what I put it in there for, but I'm not sure how it got in there. Oh, I think... No, I'm not sure. But then I've got Reg and Sonaris. Those are the 2 late game cards for this deck. And sometimes you can just outright finish a game before you even get to that point. Because these are strong early game minions and strong trading minions. And you've got some strong removals with Swipe, Starfall. And so I'd say this is like kind of a mid-game control deck where, yeah, you've got the late game, but you've also got the mid and early game to where you can survive against a lot of rushes. At the same time, you can put on the pressure if he doesn't have enough removal for you. So That said, let's go ahead and hop into some games. And I have been moving up fairly steadily. A couple ranks a day, usually. So, I was ranked 12 2 days ago, ranked 10 yesterday, moved up to rank 8 by the end of yesterday, and just started playing today. We have our first opponent.
Malfurion versus Jaina.
Versus Jaina.
I must protect the wild.
Alright, so you're looking for cards that will combo really well. Now you will have a coin this time, so I think we're gonna skip the Druid of the Claw and hope for a small game minion. The swipe is too good to pass up. No, we're gonna get the Sunwalker. So probably want to coin out the Harvest Golem, most likely. Yeah, we'll definitely want to coin out the Harvest Golem. Actually, we want to deal with this Mana Worm. This is one of the dilemmas of facing a mage. The Mana Worm will just get so buffed over time, and I want to just deal with this Mana Worm as quickly as possible. So we're going to, I think we're going to claw into this, and then next turn we'll hero power into killing it. Because basically, like, let's say I coin into Golem on turn 2, right? I skip this turn. Coin into Golem on turn 2, and he freezes my Golem over and over again, uses Mirror Image, buffs it continuously, and it basically makes it impossible to kill. Now, I'm in a tough position, again, because I was going to try to hero power to kill this, but he put up the Mirror Images, and that buffed this. Mirror Images are incredibly annoying to deal with at this stage in the game. Now, I can coin out that Golem. I feel like that's probably going to be my best bet. The other option would be to hero power up right now, and then drop a Keeper of the Grove on this guy. Alright, we need this Golem out, I think, early to start trading and soaking up damage. Turn 4, I can always swipe to clear this if I need to. But we'll see.
Let the pain speak to me.
This is brutal. I don't have anything to play this turn. So we're just going to armor and punch. This is actually kind of good in that I'm going to be able to swipe now and clear those two minions off in one spell. Now I'm going to be able to clear the entire board. Unless he drops a counterspell secret right now. He's just going to ping it himself. See, there's no point to doing that, right? No matter what, he's going to get the card. Look at this error right here. That is really annoying. Alright, so we are going to swipe this. And hopefully this Argent Squire gets her act together. And then we're going to punch this. Alright, so this board is back under control. And just about in time, too. What's he going to do? What was that? What can you use to buff your own hero? As a mage. Besides like a secret, but it's not going to do very much. So she's going to... And then... Oh, she didn't have enough mana to ping this. So I'm going to get a free Sorcerer Apprentice. That's really nice of her. Now, I could do that, or I could drop the Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove would give me an extra minion on the field. But this would just get pinged off the next turn anyway. This is one of those decisions that can be kind of hard. The Keeper can be used to surprise kill a minion that ends up being pretty low on HP.
Mind if I roll knee?
We're just going to drop the Loot Hoarder. Punch him there, and we're going to armor up and punch. I'm kind of hesitant to drop the Sunwalker this next turn because basically the Sunwalker is going to probably just get hexed immediately. I could drop the Sylvanas for the hex. Okay, we're actually going to do a Druid. We're gonna force him to hex this instead, or he'll probably do a freezing blast or whatever, frost blast, to do the 3 damage.
The light protects me.
Frostbolt, that's what it is. So he frostbolts it. Does the Blood Mage. Alright. So I've got options. I feel like wrathing to kill this. Then I wouldn't have... Alright, right now I just need to deal with his stuff that he has. And by getting some minions on the board here, now I can use Defender of Argus potentially to buff this. I'm not too interested in using my Wrath just for the Argent Squire, but I might need to. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Divine Shield. This is a very slow-paced game, and I am hesitant to drop big taunts that are just going to get destroyed by Polymorph. Because it's a really inefficient use of my mana. That's the main reason. Okay, so dropping the shield for Argus. Ooh, I've got a swipe available. Alright, so... we'll drop my own defender for Argus, and we're going to swipe like this. And then we're going to be able to kill this and not even die. So a really efficient trade. And I've got the late game minions. I just need to prevent my HP from getting too low so I don't get pyroblasted at turn 10. He could still potentially double pyroblast me in a row. So I need to start playing aggressive here eventually. I've got enough taunts and big minions here. Problem is you can't do... What the hell? Oh, the bullshit. Oh my god, this is GG. This is gonna be GG, I think. Alright, so if I drop this Sunwalker. Next round he's not gonna be able to kill me. But I could drop the Faceless Manipulator and then do double Wrath. And that would clear a lot of his board. Or I could do Sylvanas Windrunner.
I have no time for games.
We'll do Sylvanas. We'll do 3 damage here. And we're gonna punch him. And again, not playing the Sunwalker just because of Polymorph. And so I'm gonna try to force out a Polymorph here. when he doesn't have very much damage on the board. And he's just going to get me down below 10 HP in the Pyroblast me. This is why playing against mages just suck ass. Alright. Ooh, okay. So...
Let none survive.
Here. Ancient of Lore. Restore 5 health, get us up back into safe range. Then we're going to deal 3 damage. This isn't even going to put me in the safe range, ultimately. Guess we'll do it on Defender of Argus. A little bit better because he has health that could potentially be healed by some spell or creature or something. So this probably would have been GG if I didn't drop the... No, you could have GG'd me either way. If one of those is a Pyroblast, you could have GG'd me either way. Okay, so Fireball. Alright, this is actually a really fortunate. Except that's probably a Pyroblast. So, so we're going to grab... We're going to grab a minion here. And this is where we start punching him. And we find out... Oh, shit, I had 2 mana. I could have armored up. I'm pretty sure it's GG. It's actually a pretty big deal that I did not armor up there. Oh, Flame Strike. Okay, well, that's not that bad. He doesn't even kill a single minion. Ho ho ho! Alright, so we need to drop the reg and armor. And we stay alive at 1 HP. Well, we only stay alive though if only as long as
shall prevail. Justice shall prevail.
Only as long as... Ooh, okay. I need to actually kill this. Because if he has Polymorph and he pings this, then... if so he polymorphs this, pings this, and then I have no more taunts on the board.
For the wild.
And then he would... he'd be able to kill me with that golem, so I gotta be really careful about that. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Frostbolt to the face! Are we ready for it? Be with me. Heart of the deck. Wow, he's drawn 7 cards more than me. So that's definitely one disadvantage of this deck. And... GG. Wow, we ended up winning that. Wow, I can't believe it. Alright, and I've actually had a win streak. Moving up to 7. Fantastic. Didn't even realize I was on a win streak because I was playing Dota for a while there. And yeah, so... very nice. Let us continue this win streak, hopefully. I'll probably play 3 games on average when I introduce a deck. Just so you guys can get a feel of it, and I'll probably end up losing one of those 3, most likely. I almost lost that game. That was so close.
Malfurion versus Valera.
Watch your...
Okay, Novice Engineer, really strong early game. Druid of the Claw, not terrible, honestly, because I do have the coin, so I'll be able to coin him out on turn 4 potentially. Sylvanas, definitely don't want to keep her. I think that there's better early game stuff than Druid though, so we're gonna skip out on Druid. Sweet. So we got a Golem and a Wrath. This is gonna keep the board clear. These are a pretty good starting item, pretty good starting hand. If I put out Novice Engineer, okay, well Novice Engineer still would just die to Dagger, right away next turn. So not really any point to putting that out. Other than just giving me a card. I just don't think I want to coin it out. Yeah. I would rather coin out the Harvest Golem, honestly. Simply because the Harvest Golem is going to trade really well with this early minion and with the dagger. So we're going to coin out the Harvest Golem. We do have a Loot Hoarder as well. I realize I do have the deck list still up on the screen, and I think that's good, just to give you guys an idea of the different options in the deck. And again, there are some differences between that and my deck that I'm currently running. Here, I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Now that you... Whoops! I accidentally deleted Hearthstone. 1 second, guys. Add game Hearthstone. There we go. Wait, and... Sometimes XSplit can be really finicky. Okay, what did she do here? Alright, she backstabbed the golem. Then she punched the golem. And then she traded the finished golem off with the Argent Squire Divine Shield. Alright, well that was well played. Let's talk options here. I can Wrath to draw a card. I've got lots of early game right now, but they're all 2s. We'll go ahead and put out the Loot Hoarder. I mean, either way, I'm not going to be able to trade very efficiently in this early game. But the good thing is I've got lots of card draw in my hand. I've got 4 cards right here that are going to be for card draw.
My shield for Argus.
Okay, interesting. No, yes, please do trade into my Loot Hoarder. Please? Yes. Yeah, no. Nah. Close. Okay, so that was the correct trade on her part. And now I've got odd. Now I've got an odd amount of things I can play. Which is incredibly annoying. Let's see here. So I could silence this. That would remove the buff on his damage. I could also just do the 2 nuke. I really need like a taunt. Most likely if I put out a taunt though right now, it'd probably just be sapped back into my hand.
What to do?
Alright, we're going to do Keeper of the Grove, and we're going to just kill this. That'll remove the damage buff and activate the Death Rattle. And this Keeper of the Grove should trade pretty efficiently. I don't want to use Innervate yet. I could have used Innervate and dropped probably another Wrath, probably on the Golem to finish it off. That would have given me another card option. That would have been the nice thing about that, though. Going into this next turn. I really need a Druid of the Claw. He would trade very efficiently. Think? Okay. Interesting.
The light protects me.
I really need a swipe right now. Big Game Hunter's not going to help me. Alright, so we're going to put out the Golem. We're going to deal 1 damage, and we're going to punt this guy in the face. And we got another Novice Engineer. This is why I don't think Novice Engineer is that strong in this deck. I put it in because, you know, the Pro had it in there, but ever since the nerf, it's just not much HP.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
It's usually a terrible trade. You do get a card draw out of it, but it's not very mana efficient until later in the game, maybe. Also, it depends on who you're playing it against. It's probably mana efficient against a, for example, a hunter. This guy's doing a good job keeping my board clear, and I know right now I have not gone into any of my board clear spells at all. So let's just
I hope you like my invention.
let's go ahead and just try to get some of our board clear out.
I hope you like my invention.
There's a swipe. Okay, so how can I most effectively use this swipe? Do I want to wait till next turn to use it? If I do, I'm going to be getting my HP really, really low. Because right now I can innervate and swipe. Swipe would kill only one of them, though.
What to do?
But it would deal with the 3 damage minion that I have out right now. Other option... Okay, so we're going to Wrath. We're going to do a 3 mana Wrath into this. Because he keeps buffing this over and over again. So just get rid of that 3 damage, and we're going to end turn. And we're going to try to set it up so that hopefully this next turn I can do a swipe and clear his board. Depending on what he does to clear them off my novice engineers.
To Northrend!
Okay, so... Okay, so I'm going to be able to clear his board almost this round. And he almost killed me. I've got double swipe. Okay, well that's pretty convenient. So the first thing we do
Oh, if you're sure.
here,
Oh, if you're sure.
here, swipe, and then I don't know if I really want to swipe again. I can innervate and use Keeper of the Grove to remove 1 as well. We need to get the board cleared. For the first time this game, the board has been cleared on his side. So this is the beginning of the comeback, I think. An Azure Drake. Harvest Golem. Alright. Really need a taunt to come out. And I get a big game hunter. Well, I might need to rag this game. Or this hand. If I rag and hit the Azure Drake, I potentially stay alive. I think that's the only way I stay alive in this situation. It's pretty crazy that I haven't drew into any of my taunts. Okay, so that did nothing for me. So we're gonna go ahead and concede. And so there's an example of where this deck struggles a little bit. Just if you don't get any of your taunts out, and the Sonaris did not help me at all. Oop, and Svajz, yes. So let's go ahead and do one more game for the sake of this video. For the sake of awesomeness on Hearthstone. I've been really enjoying Hearthstone. Just getting better and better at it, and moving up the ranks and everything. Learning about decks, trying to outplay the metagame. I've been using a Druid Rush deck that I've made one person rage at me. It's pretty funny. He actually added me on Friends afterwards and was like, "Just so you know, your deck is terrible." I was like, "You must be really mad, bro, to get on and message me that." So pretty hilarious. So I could innervate and drop the Harvest Golem right off the bat. It's actually not a bad idea, considering he'll probably be putting out lots of small minions. The Harvest Golem almost always trades efficiently. Obviously, I have 2 cards now, and he has 6 cards. But one of those is the crystal. I do have a card draw, so if he puts down a 1 health minion, which he probably won't do because this is a... I've got, you know, it'll just trade really well. with this golem. But he might put a 3 health minion out, and then I can attack it for 2, and then Wrath for 1. Leper Gnome. Okay. I just need to stay moving through my deck, so I'm going to go ahead and Wrath this. If you can ever kill a minion... If you can ever kill a minion and keep your minion alive, or reduce the damage on your minion, as well as your hero, it's almost always better. Most importantly, it was the fact that I had a card draw there with it. I could have hero powered into it. Did not do that. Now I don't have any 3 mana minion drops right now, so we're just gonna keep punching him in the face. This guy's face rushing me with his bow. That's questionable, I think. I mean, his is basically a 100% aggro rush, I think. Okay, well, that's going to trade really well with the golem. And I'll have a loot hoarder. Now we can punch him in the face again. And turn 5, I can put out a taunt. I'm tempted to put it out as a charge minion, but this guy is just going straight for my face, right? So I need to get taunts out there as much as possible. That's going to be probably Explosive Trap. So we're going to want to attack with the minion first. And we'll go ahead and use this minion to attack. It's going to be Explosive Misdirection. Okay. Okay, well that's better for me. I don't lose any minions that way. It could have been a 2-for-1 minion there, or a double minion trade off, which would have been even worse. So he's gonna silence it just so he can keep punching me in the face. Wow. Okay. So let's go ahead and attack with this minion, get my card out. It's a Novice Engineer. And it's important to do that first, because if this is an Explosive Trap, then it will prevent that card from being wasted, basically. Alright, so we're going to also first attack with this. There's Explosive Trap. And I currently do not have any taunts. Let's just think about what we can do here. Let's go ahead and drop this just to get some more cards out. And I think... I mean, my only option would be to swipe his face, which would be a terrible choice. But this next turn, I'm going to drop the Druid of the Claw, and we're going to taunt it again. This guy's all about the charge. What does he have in his hand? Is it Leroy? I don't know. It's something big in his hand. So we're gonna do the Sunwalker.
Truth is my shield.
And we're gonna hope he doesn't have a silence.
If you're sure.
Trade there. We're also gonna drop the Claw just to give me more armor. Might help me survive one extra turn. The Sunwalker is a more efficient taunt than the Druid of the Claw. Does he have a silence for it? That's the question. Does he have... Okay, now it's GG. I was going to say, if he has a Timberwolf, it's GG. Really close game, though. He has exactly enough to finish me off.
Well played.
So there's another example where having maybe a shield master, Tazdingo, would be a better option for maybe a couple of the drops. Maybe instead of the chill wind, have the Tazdingo in there. It'll help against these early game rushes. And I did have a lot of minions on the board. It's just he did a straight face rush, and so this deck sometimes struggles with that. So guys, that is the Savages Pro Druid deck overview guide slash discussionary. So if you want to post your thoughts on the deck here, I'll pull up the deck list one more time, and just let me know what you think. Let's see here. Where is it? Svajz? No. I downloaded it into some place. It's somewhere. Svajz? No. Control J. Show in folder. There it is. Alright. So there's his deck list. So if you want to, that's his 3 deck list that he was using in the tournament. But if you want to check out this deck and try it out, please go ahead. And without further ado, that's it for this video. Quadron signing out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll bring you some more Hearthstone, Dota 2, and PlanetSide 2 content in the near future. So check back daily. Cheers, guys. Quadron out.